Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. David here for you, and today with the topic speed and how to play super duper fast on the violin. Before we start, a little reminder: if you like my videos, if you like the work, if you like this channel, please share, please subscribe, and put comments below, whatever you have, maybe questions or ideas for different other videos. I will think about it and I will probably post the videos on your ideas and questions. But now let's start. Point number one is how to become faster on the violin. Simple. The younger you start practicing the violin, age-wise, the better you will be later. This one, of course, it's a message for someone who is really young. If you started with 15 or 20 or 30, 50, 60, 70, doesn't matter. You still can get really fast. But just for you to know, point number one, that you know where is the benefit of the very young kiddie starting playing the violin is simple. The body is growing, and the body, the finger specifically, which is the most important part of playing the violin, they adjust themselves perfectly to this instrument. It's a bit like in the sports. You might know that, for example, if you watch someone, professional swimmer, they have a specific body. If you watch someone running, specific body. And same with the violin, regard this as a sport. And the body, the better everything is adjusting itself to the violin playing, the easier certain things will be later on. But this is not that important how to get faster. This is just for you to know. Point number two is a very simple thing. It's the amount of how much you practice. Yeah, and how many hours or minutes you're gonna spend on a specific spot. Let's say you have something like this. Yeah, it's just a very simple example, and you wanna practice it and you wanna get fast on it. So the more you practice, it's a very simple trick. The more you practice, the faster you will memorize, and the faster you will play faster. So a very simple rule. If you practice each day a specific spot, which is probably hard, but it needs to be presto, super fast. So just practice it as much as possible, but watch out that you practice right. So what a lot of people do, a little mistake, they just start to play specific spots way too fast from the beginning on. This is risky. Why? The reason is you never should do it, because if you do something which is actually level-wise a bit too high for you, then you're going to focus on the problems and you're going to focus on you want to play fast, but you will forget and you will stop thinking and focusing on other things which are quite important also to have in mind, like sound, intonation or whatever. So never do this. Always start slow. You start slow. And once you feel super comfortable in one tempo, you rise up a little bit faster. And then you go until... Yeah? Same with the next thing which I want to tell you is think number three, or point, rule, whatever, number three, is the synchronization between left hand and the right arm, or the bow hand, or the bow. This specifically goes for all the spots which are often spiccato. Yeah, because if we talk about fast, often if you play separate notes, it's a spiccato. So there the synchronization needs to be perfect. You can't play like, you know, it needs to be, yeah, it needs to be perfect. Each note deserves one bow stroke. And there you maybe figure out already that to become fast playing that way, your right arm, hand, bow, the bow strokes, they need to be really in a good shape. So if you're a super beginner, it's not concerning you, it's not a message to you, but if you're already a good intermediate and you are into practicing spiccato and playing already pretty fast stuff, you need to know before you practice a certain spot, which you want to play probably fast, you need to practice the spot separately. So what I mean is pretty simple. If you have, for example, this kind of spot, you leave the notes, you don't move the left hand, and you just practice the amount of notes in the right hand. Let's say you have the amount of... So you don't play the notes, but you play the right amount in the right hand. And then you go faster. And then you start combining to make the synchro between left and right. First you start slow. And faster, faster, and at the end it's gonna be fast. So the synchronization between left and right is super important as point number 3, and there you practice separately. So separately left hand, you can practice the left hand separately by playing just a slur. Yeah, even if it's written spiccato, but you can practice as a slur. If things, by the way, are written slur, you can practice spiccato. So that means also a little hint, like check the video with the practicing styles, and then you will see that the more styles you practice a certain spot, the more bow strokes in different ways, the better it's gonna be. And why is it better? That's why I'm telling you, point number 4 is the memorizing. So, and there I want to give you a little example so you will see what about the memorizing, what I mean. Take the violin and just play what I did now. This one is pretty simple. And check how fast you can play it playing a slur. So you don't need to concern about the right arm, you just concentrate on the left arm and watch it a bit gypsy style. Don't count the notes, just what you need to memorize, actually, what our head is memorizing. Never memorize the finger itself, like 1, 2, 4, 3, whatever. No, memorize the combination. Memorize the feeling, how it feels with the fingers. Is it the wave? For example, this one I call wave. So it goes down, up, down, up, down, up. And this is what you should memorize. So feel it. And this is pretty simple, and you will see that memorizing this spot I played right now is super easy because there is nothing about a huge difficult combination. But often you have a spot from a concerto or whatever where you need to change the positions and stuff, and you have a certain combination of fingers. It's a bit like math. And that's why often the answer on how to play faster is memorize as good as possible. You need to memorize that hard that even if you play with a slur right arm and super fast, the fingers, they are just falling down like you could sleep and it would be perfect. If you are that fast and that far, then you're gonna play super fast because it's about memorizing. And again, you see, it's the amount of practicing. So if you want to memorize good, again, start slow and speed up, but only then you go the next step of speed level if you feel super comfy in the speed level you have. And so now we come to point number 5, which is the last one. It's the general level of your violin skills and your level. Okay, so don't worry if you're a beginner and you can't play that fast than some professionals. Chill your life. It's not that important to play fast, honestly. It's really more about to go the right way. Go step by step. Don't overjump your shadow. Don't do that. Take all your time, because only then you will do things correct and you will achieve the speed, whatever you wish, but only if you go step by step. Okay? So if you're a beginner, relax your life and work on the basics, work on your right strokes, bow, left hand, everything should be really positioned perfectly, the standing and the sound should really, you should be able to form a good sound first. And then later, if you're intermediate, you start with the first faster things, maybe some faster etude or pieces, whatever you're gonna play. And then, believe me, the day will come, you will play fast and you won't even recognize. So, this is what I got to say to how to play fast. And I hope it helped you. In general, practice every day all your scales and exercises, whatever exercises these are. And stay tuned. And now grab the violin, go practice.